Hello everyone, this is JC de Guzman for our daily video for short-term traders. Today is October 1st, Friday, and I am here to prepare you for the next trading day on Monday, October 7. So, I'm going to give you my unique way of doing technical analysis, and then I will also mention my recommendations, regardless whether you already have a position in these stocks or you are yet to enter a new position perhaps. And as always, let me give you my three reminders. Number one, this video is for short-term trading purposes only. Number two, request for the stock's latest trade and volume distribution and true market sentiment charts in our private clients forum before you push the buy button. This way we can tell you if the technical buy signals are still intact or some things have already changed. And lastly, before you enter a new position, make sure that the 10 SMACD combo is valid and that the momentum power indicator is bullish. And of course, you should be satisfied with your reward to risk ratio. If you already attended the Evergreen Strategy in Trading and Investing in the Philippine Stock Market Seminar, I suggest that you review your handouts so that you can refresh in your memory those 6 lessons that I taught you for 7 to 8 hours during that seminar. Without further ado, let's talk about the first stock in our video, which is AGI. AGI closed today at 11.28. Support is near 10.3. Resistance is near 11.7. The 10 SMACD combo is not yet valid because the 10 SMAC the MACD is still moving below the signal line, even though the last price already recovered above the 10-day simple moving average. However, foreign investors are still bearish on AGI. In fact, they have been in a net foreign selling status for since September 18. Today, they registered a net foreign selling worth 130.72 million pesos. Risk level is already moderate, and the downtrend is still very strong as verified by the DMI and ADX chart right here. Okay, so now if it breaks below 10.3, where will be the next support level then? It's somewhere near 6.2, which is in confluence with a 61.8% extension of our down Fibonacci. That's quite deep from 10.30, and it's going to hurt if you're not going to respect your trailing stop loss. So the last price is higher than the VWAP, and well, unfortunately, the dominant range is still closer to the intraday low than the intraday high. So it's a bearish momentum power indicator because the four elements of our MPI are not all bullish. Oh, that's bad for AGI. The 10 SMACD combo is invalid. Momentum power indicator is bearish. And the true market sentiment is bearish. Meaning to say, the downtrend is still more likely to continue. So, if you would like to, if you still have an available slot in your watch list, you may add AGI for monitoring purposes only. What did I tell you during the seminar? In your watch list, make sure that you don't exceed you should only monitor 3 to 5 stocks at the most, 5 being the maximum. For me, anything higher than 5, I'm going to get a crossed eye. I'm going to get crossed eyes by the end of trading if I'm going to monitor more than 5 stocks at once, simultaneously, with focus. Okay, with focus, not just a so-so kind of monitoring. So there you go. I'm still bearish for AGI. There are no technical buy signals, so don't top up, don't enter in a position. Snub AGI for now. Next, SMPH. It closed today at 37.75. Support is at 33.9. Resistance is near 37.13 or 37.15. And the 10 SMACD is already The 10 SMACD combo is already valid. Foreign investors registered a net foreign buying worth 67.86 million pesos. How about volume? Is today's volume? Unfortunately, today's volume is less than the 50% of SMPHS's 10-day volume average. So automatically, that's a bearish momentum power indicator. Risk level is low. And by the way, support is at 37.13. Resistance is at 41.85. So I stand corrected a while back. So that's your new immediate support and resistance levels. Today, SMPH broke above the previous resistance at 37.13, thereby making that line as its immediate support already. The last price is higher than the VWAP. The dominant range is closer to the intraday high than the intraday low. Unfortunately for SMPH, today's volume is less than the 50% of SMPHS's 10-day volume average. So it's a bearish momentum power indicator, like what I've said. The true market sentiment is neutral, so there was no significant excitement in terms of buying SMPH at a higher price, as shown by that neutral true market sentiment. So here's my recommendation. If you still have SMPH because your trailing stop has not been hit yet, it's best for you to hold your position. Don't top up yet. Your momentum power indicator is bearish. There's still a possibility for the price action of SMPH to stay in a sideways pattern next week. So we're better, we have to be in a risk averse position instead of going aggressive at this point. Well, as far as our evergreen strategy is concerned, and if you are on the brink of deciding to do a test buy, I suggest be patient some more and wait for the momentum power indicator to become bullish on Monday. And that's the purpose of your access in our private clients forum, so you can ask for our latest analysis of your favorite stock so that we can guide you and tell you if our technical buy signals in accordance to our evergreen strategy are present. But for now, don't buy SMPH yet as far as today's data is concerned. Let's see on Monday. Next, BDO. It closed today at 143.5. Support is at 137.35. Resistance is at 154. So it respected the support at 137.30 to 35. So foreign investors registered a net foreign buying worth 38 million pesos. The 10 SMACD combo is, let's see. Well, it's not. The 10 SMACD combo is not yet valid because MACD is still moving below the signal line, even though the last price already moving higher than the 10 SMA. Risk level is low. The last price is higher than the VWAP. The dominant range is closer to the intraday high. Is it closer to the intraday high than intraday low? Let's see. Yes, it is. So, yep. So it's a bullish momentum power indicator for BDO despite the invalid 10 SMACD combo. The true market sentiment is neutral. So here's the thing. If you still have BDO because your trailing stop has not been hit yet, and if you regard yourself as an experienced trader, then you can go ahead and top up within the dominant range. However, if you still have BDO because your trailing stop has not been hit yet, but you don't regard yourself yet as an experienced trader, it's better for you to hold your position. Don't top up yet. Now, if you don't have BDO, but you would like to have it, but you are not yet an experienced trader, If that's your situation, I suggest that you wait for the 10 SMACD combo to become valid, and once it becomes valid again, check if the momentum power indicator uh, remains bullish. If it remains bullish, calculate your reward to risk ratio. If you are satisfied with your reward to risk ratio, then check where the dominant range is, because that's where you need to position, not at any random price. Okay? So that's it for a video. That's my advice. So only you can answer the question, how do you regard yourself, as an experienced or an inexperienced trader? Okay, I've given you already the technical uh, parameters or conditions that you need to find out, that you need to know. Next, MPI. It closed today at 4.91. Support is at 4.5. Resistance is somewhere, let me adjust it. Resistance is near 5.25. The 10 MACD combo is invalid because MACD is still moving below the signal line, and the last price is still not higher than the 10 SMA. It's equal to the 10 SMA in fact. Foreign investors registered a net foreign selling worth 14.55 million pesos. Risk level is low. The last price is higher than the VWAP. The dominant range, let's see, where is it closer? 4.81 to 4.91. Well, unfortunately, for the dominant range, it's still closer to the intraday low than the intraday high. So that makes a bearish momentum power indicator because only 3 out of 4 elements are bullish as far as our momentum power indicator is concerned. So it's a bearish momentum power indicator. The true market sentiment is neutral. Here's my advice. By the looks of this chart of MPI, when it hit 5.25 or even higher, your trailing stop must have already been hit. And I'm talking to those guys, to those ladies and gentlemen right here, who are being realistic in your risk percentage when it comes to short-term trading. Personally, I don't go beyond 10% risk whenever I do short-term trading. Whenever I do short-term trading, I don't go beyond 10%. So if that's you as well, then your trailing stop must have already been hit when MPI touched 5.25 or higher. Okay? So now, but assuming that you are more aggressive than me, and let's say you still have MPI because you are honest that your trailing stop has not been hit yet, then I suggest that you hold your position. Don't top up yet. The technical buy signals that those two partners are not yet both bullish. The momentum power indicator is bearish and your 10 SMACD combo is invalid. So just hold your position, don't top up. And if you don't have MPI, that's good. Don't hurry, don't rush. Wait for the 10 SMACD combo to become valid and for the momentum power indicator to become bullish. Always ask in our private clients forum. You can ask Emma and you can ask me. You can tag the two of us in the forum and request for MPIs or any Philippine stock that you would like to for our latest analysis so that we can tell you if we are already seeing buy signals according to our evergreen strategy. But for now, as far as Friday's data is concerned, there are no buy signals for MPI yet. Next, NIKL. It closed today at 4.07, support is at 3.7, resistance is at 4.9. So it respected the support near 3.7 today, huh? And the foreign investors, by the way, they are not that participative. Well, it's not significant to say the least because they only registered a net foreign buying worth 1.38 million pesos only. That's loose change, relatively speaking, as far as foreign funds participation among other index stocks. The 10 MACD combo is unfortunately invalid. MACD is still moving below the signal line, even though The last price is already moving 3 fluctuations higher than the 10 SMA, or 3 centavos. It's the other way of saying it. Okay, risk level is already moderate for nickel. The last price is higher than the VWAP, and the dominant range is closer to the intraday high than the intraday low. Despite the invalid 10 MACD combo, it's a bullish momentum power indicator. The true market sentiment is neutral, so they took it in a so-so sentiment, so to speak. The top 10 brokers took it in a so-so sentiment today because it's a neutral true market sentiment. There's still a tug of war between the buyers and the sellers, so there's an indecision. That's what I'm trying to say. An indecision. So if you still have nickel because your trailing stop has not been hit yet, it's best for you to hold your position but don't top up yet. For one, the 10 SMACD combo is still invalid. And if you don't have nickel, especially if you don't regard yourself as an experienced trader, it's better for you to postpone the plan of entering a new position and wait for the 10 SMACD combo to become valid. Once the 10 SMACD combo becomes valid again, and when that happens, if the momentum power indicator maintains its bullishness, don't rush still because you still have one process that you must go through. And what is it? It's the calculation of your reward to risk ratio. Only when you are triple R, only when you are satisfied with your triple R should you push the test buy button. Okay? So after nickel, we got Abacor. It closed today at 0.84. Support is at 0.72. Resistance is at 0.97. So automatically it's a bearish momentum power indicator because it's a red candlestick, it's a red volume bar. Foreign investors registered a net foreign selling worth 2.7 million pesos. The 10 SMACD combo is invalid. Did I already say that? Risk level is high already. So this is not a newbie friendly stock as far as its historical volatility or risk level is concerned. The last price is lower than the VWAP, so I don't need to continue that. It's already a bearish momentum power indicator. Now, the true market sentiment today is bullish. But I suggest don't mimic the mood of the majority of the top 10 brokers today. These guys are deep pocketed investors. They have millions, hundreds of millions in their pockets. For most of us retail traders, we only have a few thousands. There's only a few of us who got, maybe 8 digits uh, at our disposal when it comes to short-term trading. So we should be somewhat risk averse. It's enough for us to know that the majority of the top 10 brokers liked it, they liked the tips, but let's wait for them to push the price even higher. Let's wait for them to turn the 10 SMACD combo into a valid combination. Let's wait for them to make the momentum power indicator bullish. Until then, we should just sit back and relax and wait for things to happen. Wait for our technical buy signals to do their job, to reappear before we rush in and enter a new position. Now, if you have Abacor, because you honestly know that your trailing stop has not been hit yet, it's best for you now to recalculate your trailing stop by reducing the percentage of risk applied in your formula. It's in lesson number 6 in the updated handouts for the Evergreen Strategy attendees. I sent you an email before the end of September. Review your handouts. Review. Okay? So don't enter a new position as well. Reminder, this is not a newbie friendly stock anymore as far as its historical volatility is concerned. Alright, next, Semirara. It closed today at 21.85. It's a red candlestick. You know it's a bearish momentum power indicator. The 10 SMACD combo is invalid. It's all the more that it's not a buy signal. So, foreign fund is registered a net. Let's skip that one. It's a super number. Risk level is low, and the downtrend is still more likely to continue. It's a very strong downward uh, force, as can be seen on a DMI and ADX chart. The negative DMI is hovering the positive DMI, and ADX is above 25 points. So the tide is in favor of the bears. The last price is lower than the VWAP. I don't need to continue. It's a bearish momentum power indicator. It's a neutral through market sentiment on the other hand, so there's still an indecision as well. There's an indecision between the buyers and sellers. So let's let the dust settle down. Don't top up. Don't enter a new position. Okay? In other words, don't buy semi-rara yet. Monitor. Just monitor. Okay? Understand how we see things here. If you have been listening to my daily videos for a few weeks, you should already know by now, by heart, what are the things that I'm looking for me to say that there's already a technical buy signal. Okay? There's only two that you need to remember. The 10 SMACD combo must be valid. Number two, the momentum power indicator should be bullish. Right? So after semi-rara, we got FERRO. Sounds like FERRO. FERRO. So it closed today at 4.65. Support is at 4.17. Resistance is at 5.12. The 10 SMACD combo is invalid. It's a bearish momentum power indicator. Risk level is moderate. The downtrend is still more likely to retest the support at 4.17. So avoid it. Avoid it for now. The true market sentiment is neutral. So I'm bearish on FERRO. Avoid it. I already said that thrice. Next, PHA. It closed today at 0.51. Support is at 0.47. Resistance is at 0.64. The 10 SMACD combo is also invalid. The momentum power indicator is bearish. Foreign investors' participation is a very small amount, so let's skip that. Risk level is moderate. And the last price is lower than the VWAP. All in all, it's a bearish momentum power indicator. Even though the true market sentiment is bullish, I don't suggest rushing in by entering a new position. No, don't do that yet. For one, today's volume is less than PHA's, less than the 50% of PHA's 10-day volume average. So the ball is still in the hands of the bears. So let them sell what they would like to sell. And we're not going to participate yet. After PHA, RCI. It's the last stock in today's video. It closed today at 1.83. Support is at 1.77. Resistance is at 2.20. It's an invalid 10 SMACD combo. It's a bearish momentum power indicator. Risk level is moderate. All right. It's more likely to retest the support at 1.77 as a precursor to 1.55. So the last price is higher than the VWAP, but the dominant range is closer to the intraday low than the intraday high. It's a bearish momentum power indicator indeed, but it's a bullish true market sentiment. Let's see next week if it will respect the support at 1.77. Let's see if that bullish true market sentiment will materialize and respect the support at 1.77. If not, let's wait near 1.55. But for now, don't rush in. Just watch the price action on RCI, but don't put the stock yet into your portfolio, into your ledger. No, not yet. So there you go for today's video for short-term trading purposes. Let me invite you once again in Davao. I'll be in Davao in October 26 at First Metro Securities Hub at Abriza Mall, Davao City from 10 in the morning until 5 in the afternoon to discuss the evergreen strategy from stock selection all the way to trade execution. I'm going to teach you how to be an expert not only when it comes to buying but also most especially when it comes to selling, including your discipline, your mindset. Okay? I'm going to teach you what you will not find on Google. So get your ticket. especially if you are near Davao. You get a 50% discount if you're a 1 year subscriber, and 30% discount for 6 month subscribers, and 10% discount for 1 month subscribers. All right, so again, my name is JC De Guzman. I wish you a restful weekend. Next week, it's going to be another trading week for all of us. And this weekend, I'm going to publish a special report on how I traded KPPI and how I plan to trade Axelium, AXLM on Monday. It's the exact same strategy that I'm going to apply as well. And it's nothing new. It's still the evergreen strategy. I will just narrate how I traded KPPI using the exact same strategy that I'm using whenever I record a video, whenever we respond to your queries in our private clients forum. It's nothing new. It's nothing new. Okay? So there you go. As always, be evergreen. Bye for now.